everybody. You're tuned into Islandish Podcast, the 100% Bohemian platform. Lovely to have you guys on the show. For those who are here for the first time, my name is Yami Sween, better known as Yams. It's a pleasure to have you all here. And in the mustard chair for today, we have the president of the 2026 Board of Directors for the Freeport Players Guild, Olivia Dorsett. Round of applause. Gotta go in the circle. A pleasure to have you here.
I'm glad to finally make it here.
I know, scheduling.
Wow, it's been a long work. Yeah.
Yes, but we're finally here. We're in the chair and we can dive head first in. The reason why I say head first is because I feel like this is perfect timing. This is a perfect time in the theater season for you to be coming. A lot of things in the woodworks, a lot of things for the rest of the year. So this is a good time for us to get on everything and touch as much as possible. You agree?
Right. Absolutely.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Because these questions can come from all over the place.
I got it.
Okay, good. So we starting at the very beginning. So what was your very, very first experience at the Regency Theater? And did you always have that theater bug in you, or how did you get it?
When I was in the third grade, my teacher played Cinderella, and I went to see her in the show, and she was the fairy godmother, and her name was Fiona Rushton, and she was always such a funny teacher to me, and I was just like, I really, really, really think she's just so amazing to be on the stage and be not afraid of anything. And then a few years later, an English teacher who was also the drama teacher, she said, hey, I think you might have like a lot of energy that you could put somewhere else. And so she was like, we're casting for Joseph.
Okay.
You should come be in the chorus and see how you like it. Final night, after we were done, I met all these amazing friends, like all my age, and the closing night, the Reds closed, and I cried, and I was like, I never want to stop doing this. And I was terrible. I was not good. I was in one of the chorus numbers, she was like, Olivia, I need you to stand in the back. Just messing up
the flow.
You can't do the dance. Okay, no problem. But then I really got the bug. I was in the chorus a lot because, like I said, I wasn't very good when I started. And then a few years later, I started to get bigger parts and then a few leads. And then in 2006, so I started in 98. In 2006, I got the lead in Chicago.
Right, okay.
And then I had become president the following year and then ran for president again in 2011. And I had a bit of a drought since then, but still on the board. And then, you know, last year I was just like, I think it's time to spend more time in Freeport.
Yeah.
So.
Because you are commuting right now.
Yes.
And this another, I tell you, man, we got to do something in the city. I know you want to come on.
I do. No, I actually do.
Right.
Whoever win the government, please, I beg of you.
Make it shake. But yeah, you are among other creatives that I know that are originally from Grand Bahama who are super creative, by the way. I don't know what in the water over here. I think it's because of the sunny isles we used to drink.
Yes.
But I don't know what we had growing up, but a lot of us are really exceptional. And with you being one who has moved to Nassau, what are some things you're seeing in the theater scene and in the art scene over there that you would like to see done in Grand Bahama?
Well, the one thing that they figured out is funding. So they got a grant at the Dundas from UNESCO, and they are able to have all these workshops and all of these master classes that are like 6 hours long, where you spend like 3 days back to back in the space with people that they fly in from the US.
Nice.
And I've just been soaking it all up. Like, I'm taking all this to Freeport.
Right.
They're like, oh, we have handouts and Google Drive docs. I was like, give me
everything.
I'm taking it home.
Right. Love that.
And then we also got this donation. Well, not donation, but like we got gifted the scripts from Short Tales, which is 10 short-minute plays from Bahamian writers.
Right.
Mostly in Nassau, but we're encouraging Grand Bahamians now to submit, which is due May 15th.
May 15th, by the way.
And we took those and brought them here so that the Yard Group, which is the youth arm of the Regency, to start putting on plays of their own so they could get their feet wet, get new directors, new producers, new actors, and just get people back into the theater.
Okay, so let's put a plug right there. So the persons who want to apply by the May 15th date, what would they have to submit or provide, and where would they send it to? So
go to our Facebook page. We are going to be promoting it. We have already, and also the Shakespeare in Paradise Facebook page as well from the Dundas. They have all of the links for how to submit. It's a 10-minute script, no more than 3 to 4 actors in it, and think very minimally. So 10 minutes equals 10 pages. So if you have an idea for something that you think is just a really good scene, but maybe not a full play, start this way, get your feet wet. You can have it written and have someone else produce it, act it, direct it, and put it up on stage in Nassau. And then we can bring it over if it gets published.
Nice. Yeah. See, good opportunities. It's like you have these conversations and ask questions. So that probably can be a blessing to somebody watching. So beyond that, and you talked about your first experience, what was it like working for the very first time on the board at that time? Because at the time when you were president, what year was that?
2007. I was actually vice president and the president stepped down and I then became acting president. So I was really, really young. I was maybe 22.
Oh.
And so it was my first time learning to deal with different personalities and then have a lot of older, more mature, more seasoned members that had to butt heads sometimes and learn the ropes and realize how to play the politics of being in a group. Yeah. When to give in, when to let go. And I learned the hard way. And now I feel like I'm a better president because of those years when we used to have a lot of debates. Yeah, but
I feel like that's in any organization or group of people. I don't feel, especially dramatic people. Oh, I mean, I think about people in theater, be dramatic. Yeah. So of course it can be up another level, but I feel like in any group of people, whether it's education, creative, whatever have you, it's gonna be a bucking of heads.
Yeah. I think for me, they thought that I was maybe too young and didn't know enough yet. Right. And so sometimes you have to really push back sometimes, and it's let's do it together is the approach that you end up saying, here are my new ideas, tell me where this can work and where it can't, and then let's see where we end up. So now I get to take all of the stuff that I learned from that and then I'll add that here, and then what I'm really trying to do is bring us into the 21st century. Right. So any way I could remove paper, please, I want to remove it. Any way we could just, you have a padlock on the front, get rid of it. I want a smart lock. I need it to not have this keys and everything. I want everything to be more modernized. Right. Yeah.
Because it makes things a lot more easier when it is modernized. And it does, I ain't gonna lie, it can be expensive to modernize, but sometimes it's essential.
Yeah, yeah. It just makes everything easier because we're volunteers. We don't get paid. Right. So if I'm gonna have, like, for right now, what I'm really focused on is the rentals director has to drive on there every time to open up the door. Shouldn't it be like an Airbnb where you could just let people in and then change the code? Why can't we just do that? Yeah. We know we can do it.
Because boy, having to go to that building is,
especially when you live out.
It's a mug.
I live down in Chimney. I got to drive up there.
Yeah, it's be tedious. For real, when you have to open up or close up. So, yeah. I don't know why I never thought of that. But I call it standing too close to the elephant. You know? Yeah, you know that phrase, right? Yeah. You stand too close, you don't realize it's an elephant. It just looks like leather. So when you standing too close to it, you ain't even thinking that way. So sometimes you do need an external perspective. Yeah. And this is a good time for you to be a part of the theater.
I think, too, coming back, I get to now see, like, hey, guys, I know we just got used to this, but we can improve this. Or, do you see this? Oh, like, the marquee lights, I want to get them turned back on. Oh, yeah, they went down after Dorian. Okay. Yeah. Dorian was a while ago. Let's go. And you get used to it. You almost get, like, nose blind, where you just think, this is how we've been doing it. And, oh, yeah, we stopped this because of the pandemic, or we stopped this because of the hurricane. It's like, okay, well, now let's try to get back to normal.
So when it comes to paying it forward as it relates to persons who were part of the theater at one point in time and for whatever reasons drifted away, how important you think it is for those persons to come back and contribute in the way that you are? Because based on what you just said, a lot of things you're suggesting are very good, and all of us who've been there for a while might not have noticed. So imagine if more people did the same thing. So I want to know your perspective on that.
I have a saying, many hands make light work. Everyone knows when you have a nonprofit, there's always like a few people that are working the hardest, and then you have a few people that hold their weight, and you have a few stragglers that just kind of can give their support when they can. Right. But if everybody took a backseat and just let the people who are doing all the work do it, then they get burnt out and then they leave. So you have those cycles where people come and go and then they get burnt out and they don't come back. And so you need to create a space where people can return. It's a community. The same way we lost the ballroom at the hotel, now everyone's going to the Regency because there's no other space. Now you need us. Y'all wasn't checking. Now you back.
That's real though.
But it's volunteer. You could go to the hotel. They have to be there. They're being paid. We don't. We are standing there, greeting you at the door, doing lights and sound, serving you all drinks. Yeah.
I just have a big
cleaning
smile.
Up, doing all of this stuff for free. For free. So having more people come, not just to support, but also to help and volunteer. And membership is $30. It's not a lot of money.
For the whole year.
The whole year.
I can just get a free drink.
Two. You get 2 free drinks.
Yeah. I know the perks now.
Right?
But I really like that you said that as well, because these are the hard conversations you have to have if you want organizations and different things to move forward. And the surprising thing about it is, me and my little cousins was talking because, wedding coming up. So everybody be having conversations, cool. Saying, oh yeah, you was mentor. Hey, I forget you old. And it's like, I had to I was starting to type and then I was like, you turning 33 for real though. And it's almost like when you think back to your favorite teacher when you were small, they probably was 33.
They might have been 24 and they still seemed old.
Exactly. And I felt like, oh, you was a granny, So it's like being in that age bracket right now and you seeing so many persons later as, for example, this weekend is the funeral for Don Albury. May he rest in peace for his contributions in football in the community. So when you see persons like them passing away and you see these vacant spaces for us to step up, it requires us to have hard conversations and be like, I know you was burnt out, but this work need to get done still though. So come back into the field and get back into work.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no, 100%. And I do believe in mentorship. When I was here full time, I always thought to myself, like, hey, if I left for some reason and I ended up having to move to Nassau, I want to be able to say that there were people that I trained.
Right.
And Kenrick Batch, who also passed away, he made sure that he was training people before he left. And that was also part of why I felt like I had to come back because of that void. I said, this is a person who was critical to, this place staying open.
Yeah.
And I really, really felt that because when I saw him come back to the theater, I was like, oh, they're in good hands. Someone who's technical, can do lights, can do sound, he could direct, he could act. He was just so talented and was a hard worker and gave back. And we need more people like that. They do exist. It's just that we all have life. We all have work. It's a lot. We have families. So you try to find a way to have that balance.
Yeah. Definitely. So I think we're supposed to take a commercial break, but this conversation getting so good. But we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, we're going to dive into this conversation and see what the president has in store for the FPG for the rest of the year.
Talk Bahamas presents to you Watch Night 2026. Join the Superior Talk team as we bring to you election results and the reaction. Who will win? Will it be the COI, the FNM, or the PLP? Get your election results here on Superior Talk Bahamas YouTube channel at 6:30 election night. This will be another Daryl Middle Live.
That commercial, I was dying, but we are back here to the podcast. If this is your first time, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. Make sure you're following Superior Talk, not only on YouTube, but also on Instagram. And you're following Islandish 242 on all your platforms so you can see other episodes and other things we have coming up, like the Watch Night results coming up on May the 12th. Now, Olivia, back to you. So with you being president now this year, what are some of the things that you've been able to implement to improve the public's experience when they come to the theater?
Well, from the president's standpoint, my job is when I show up, I'm there to preside over the meetings. And I know that notoriously those meetings were very boring.
Yeah.
And so I just thought, what would make people stay and how do we condense the meeting itself? And two, it needs to start on time. It was notoriously late, and then we would always take forever to really finish and wrap things up. No one cares about how many bulbs we bought or if the leaky toilet got fixed and things like that. They want to know about the business of the theater in a nutshell. The board can worry about the boring nuts and bolts about it, but we wanted to get to the point. I keep a 30-minute meeting. By 8 o'clock, we have a guest speaker, a workshop, or something like that, an exercise. People can get something back from the experts and the talent that we have. And one of the ones we did recently was with Dawn Roll.
Yes,
she did a workshop on acting for screen and acting for stage. We gave her a monologue, and she had 2 different directors, one for stage and one for film. And we actually connected a camera to the monitors, and people got to see the difference between her performing for the stage versus the screen. And it was a phenomenal workshop to watch. And it even gives people their flowers because Dawn was so gracious, like, oh my God, why would you choose me?
I can't believe y'all asked me. And it's like, girl, you don't know who you is.
I was like, your resume couldn't even fit on the flyer.
On the paper.
And coming up this Monday, we have Ian Strawn, Dr.
Yes.
Ian Strawn. He's coming over to talk about writing from page to stage. So I'm trying to reach out and get everyone in my network to really be, give back, like we've been saying, but give people a reason to then come back.
Yes, that's good. That's good. And she ain't gonna say it, but I'll say it. Y'all could reach out to her if y'all want to speak to her.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
like don't feel like, because I feel like that happens a lot of times too. People feel like, oh, if you don't reach out to me, that means you don't want me to be involved. When it's like, I'm reaching out to who I'm thinking of right now, but that doesn't mean I wouldn't say yes to you.
Absolutely.
So I just have to make sure I say that.
Yeah.
So
there was like an initial like 5 names that I had that I were like, okay, I can ask these people just to get me through into the summer and see how things go. And then the June meeting is going to be Yard. They're going to perform those short tales for us. So I'm really excited. Janai Seymour, she's got a cast and she's working with them. So she's first-time director. She's also written Fate of Fortune. So she's very talented. And
got
really
awarded
nice.
for Fate of Fortune as well.
Yes, award-winning, right?
Yes, girl.
Yeah. And Erin Knowles came over from NASA, from the Dundas, to actually sit in on one of their rehearsals. And it's just a really good knowledge transfer opportunity for them. And I really love what's happening right now in the theater and the opportunities that people have right now. So I've been implementing that for the meetings, making sure that when people come out, it's like, what is this drama club really about?
Yeah.
And past the boring stuff, every month you can come there and you will get something out of it.
Yeah, make it worth me leaving my house and putting on clothes.
And the bar is there.
Yeah.
Come and enjoy it.
That's important. So I love that. I love that. So we talked about that. And then you mentioned this Monday's general meeting. So that is always open to the public. You don't have to be a member to come to general meeting.
Right.
So it starts at 7:30 p.m. See, if I had to get that wrong, that'll look bad. So 7:30 p.m. at the Regency Theater, right there in the front lobby. The public is welcome to attend. Now, what shows or productions? Of course, we have Body Count coming up. And let them know about that. I don't want to say it. You have to say it.
So when we were putting on Women in Black in March, Preston, the rentals director, said to me, and my vice president, he says, we don't have any more FPG shows. I said, none? He goes, for the rest of the year. And I said, oh, we got to find something quick. And if you don't know anything about shows, you have to buy and pay for royalties.
Yes.
So
very expensive.
Yeah. So I was driving, and one day I thought about a friend who had a birthday coming up. And I was like, this really, my best friend, she really is that kind of person where she said, if you ever needed to hide a body, I would call you. And I'm driving to work laughing at this idea. And I went, but really and truly, she would be the one with the dead body and I would have to help her hide it. And I went, that would make a great play. And so I called her. We sent a few voice notes back and forth. And by the end of the week, we had the full script.
Nice.
And so I came to the board and I was like, hey, I don't know where this came from. It was just like a flow state. And I gave it to the board and you guys read it.
That is lit. He's like, we doing this right. It's like everybody, yes.
Yeah.
Like we had no other choice. It's like, it's free a little bit. So
we also did the survey where people we asked the community, what do you guys want to see from the Regency at the on the stage? And they said they wanted to see more Bahamian comedies, original shows.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, this is what they've asked for. Let's do that for them. Since the passing of Gia, we haven't quite had that void filled yet. I don't think we ever will. They're big shoes to step into.
Definitely.
I won't fill them, but I could wear them.
Yeah.
And so this new comedy, We've been in rehearsal for about 3 weeks and we go up May 21st through 24th. There will be no encore. There's no space in the calendar. I'm not joking. This is not a stunt. You're going to Nassau. You have to come to Freeport and see it. You have to see it that weekend. And if you can't see it, dog, eat your lunch. I don't know what to tell you, buddy. Live theater, you got to see it live because that's the only week we got.
But it's definitely a worthwhile show to see. I think they're really going to enjoy it. Yeah, and it's different from anything they can be expecting.
No.
I think so. Because they don't read. That's another thing. Like all of the clues in terms of what to expect in plays, there's being like the descriptions and the things on the fly, but we don't read, man. We don't read. And because of that, it is always be a surprise or different. So it ends up working in our favor a lot of times as well. So that's good. So let's talk about the experience right now directing. Is this your first time?
Well, no, I'm
you're
producing.
Not directing, you're producing.
Yeah, I'm producing. And then Preston Knowles is my director, and Alfred Anderson is now my co-producer. So he's helping with some of the marketing side of things. We just released the flyer within the group. Everybody's very happy. I was like, okay, we're going live.
Hey.
Tickets go out tomorrow. So this is not my first time producing, but it's my first time producing my own original content. I produced shows in the past, but this one it's hard work.
Yeah. The
It's
pressure
hard
on?
work. And being gone from Freeport, a lot has changed. Like the norms of what you used to, how you used to advertise, and having to use social media. It's like, I was an old lady, man. I don't be on no TikTok.
Right.
I don't know those things. I was like, oh, for
You wanted to put an ad in the Freeport News or something. I can see. I know you. You'd be like, I can't just send one right up to so and so, and they, No.
Where are the billboards? All I see is PLP and
No.
Now, where are the billboards that we used to have?
Billboards ain't open no more. You gotta be digital.
I have a digital ad. It shows up at 6 p.m. I don't know how I feel about it. I like that the ad is
Everything
just
else
always
is
there.
social. Everything else is social.
Put one thing on the roundabout.
Unless you want to print out them little tiny flyers and.
I'll do it, but I want to know, any of y'all politicians still using them billboard after me? Well, I can't borrow one of them.
Yeah, just keep it up.
Just put bodyguard on top of it.
With the flag.
Now that you done both,
Sick of
come
you.
see the show.
Sick of you. Sick of you.
Purple thumb and you get $5 off.
Now let's talk about your experiences at the Regency Theater. What were some of your favorite plays to be a part of?
Oh, well, definitely Chicago was just like life-changing. I feel like that whole play was just one of the biggest we had done in a really, really long time.
Mm-hmm.
We had the full police band on stage, like not the full band, but like we had a full band on stage for that one. And then some of the shows that I loved the most were the ones that I was actually with Kenton Pinder on.
Mm-hmm.
And I directed Clue, the musical. That was just like a lot of fun. It was a different type of play. It was, I don't know, I always end up in these type of genres, but it was a murder mystery.
Uh-huh.
And the audience got to guess every night, like the game show Clue.
Right.
And we literally had like giant dice that you would roll across the stage. Like it was just such a fun, idea, concept that we got to execute. And I do miss those days. And then anything that Gloria McGlone was in, we did Fame twice with her. Just an amazing experience, a talented woman. We do not deserve her. She was just such a gem to have. She worked on Broadway and, lived in the US before coming to us to give us so many gems. And she's a mentor to Preston as well and Corel Pinder.
Mm-hmm. So speaking of name dropping, what are some of your favorite Bahamian directors? You can only tell me 5.
5? That's a lot. Well, Erin Knowles for sure.
Okay.
Angela Hackman might count, sort of, because I think she was here pre-independence.
Right.
Definitely Preston Knowles for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I love the work that Patrice Johnson did with March On, in particular, for Gia's last production. I think it was such a profound piece of work that they were able to really bring to life.
Mm-hmm. The last one.
You know what? Believe it or not, did he direct? No, I think he wrote Ward Menace. Can I say me?
Yes, I knew you was gonna do it. I say, yeah, you can do that. You can just say yourself.
I really enjoyed directing Clue. I thought that was a great show. I thought we were very creative, and I think it's You think that's your best work? This will be my best work. The one coming up. Not as a director, but...
So right now, that's your best
work. But Clue is, the tableaus that we had, the vignettes, it was just such a beautiful, gorgeous... And I worked with Martina Geiger, who was a phenomenal wardrobe mistress, just like so much talent. The people that were on that stage, I just don't know if I'll ever be able to assemble that group of people ever again. Mm-hmm. So yeah, Clue is definitely... in my book, still like one of the best. I painted the whole stage checkerboard, just like the board game. Like it was a crazy, crazy show. We had spinning set pieces that changed during every song. Like all 6 of them would spin. Mm-hmm. You'd have a brand new room. Yeah. So yeah, it's a good show.
Good vibes.
You can watch it on YouTube, by the way.
Oh, where?
You would have to type in Clue the Musical Regency Theater.
Clue the Musical Regency Theater.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to take our next commercial break, and then when we come back, we're going to wrap up this amazing conversation we have been with the lovely president of the Freeport Players Guild.
Stop what you're doing, because Superior Talk wants you. Yes, you. Hi, I'm Yvette Swain of the Sword Sharpeners Prayer Network podcast, and Superior Talk Network wants you to join our team. We are so excited for what's in store, but we need your help to get there. If you're interested in starting a podcast, or if you already have a podcast going, contact us at 374-4040.
Okay, so this has been an amazing conversation we've had so far with Olivia Dorsett. We've gotten your best directors, your top 5. You've gotten your top 5 experiences, your top experience at the theater. what are some of the things that's coming up in the rest of the year other than body count that the public should know about?
So on May 9th, we're planning to have a talent call.
Okay.
We have a few musical ideas that we have in our back pocket that we're considering, but we don't know what's out there. We don't know the talent that exists. I saw a video from, is it Lignum Vitae?
Mm-hmm.
Their like open mic night.
Yes.
I was like,
poetry
who are
night and
these
open
people?
night. Yeah,
and I
it's
was
really
so
good.
excited. I was like, they are here.
Mhm.
We just have to find them.
Yeah.
So we said we need to do a talent call and see if we have enough people to fill the main roles for a few shows that we're thinking about. So that show would be in October, but Wilfred Burrows, who is the musical director, who's planning to do the show, he's really, really going to be looking for the next big stars for the musical scene, and I'm happy that he returned back to Grand Bahama because he was in Dubai. So
right.
he's a musical teacher at LIS years prior, but he's done a lot of shows in the past. So
Yes.
I'm just really, really blessed to have someone back on the scene that can manage and put on great performances once again and have those like big shows.
Yeah.
It's nice to have the comedies and the
Right.
dramas and stuff like that, but it's good to have like big community shows where the kids are in it, the teens are in it, dancers, actors, singers, and you get to see musicians show up and show out. I just feel like that's going to be a great collaborative effort.
Definitely. For persons who aren't aware of his work, what are some of the things he's been a part of here in the community that they may be familiar with?
Any funeral you've ever been to, if it has an organ. He plays at a lot of churches. He's also, like I said, the musical director, music teacher at LIS in the years prior. So he's done like, I want to say maybe 5 or 6 shows every year with them.
Yeah.
And they've always been phenomenal.
Wonderful.
So he's, worked with Sheena Marie and, people like that. So once you see him, you'll know. It's like, oh yeah, Mr. Burrows. So, and a lot of kids that have worked underneath him as a piano teacher and things like that. So
Awesome. So if persons want to volunteer, but before we even get to volunteering, what else we have on the calendar? I could think of Camp Center Stage is coming up in the summer as well.
yes.
And people don't notice, but the theater does take like a break in the summer.
It's too hot.
The season
That's number one.
and the theater season runs very differently from the regular year. So
Yes.
try to explain that a little bit for the public.
Sure, the season actually starts in September and then ends really and truly in July. I think they knew back then that similar to the school season, because a lot of the volunteers used to be either wives of expats or teachers because
Yeah.
they had the freedom, and that's where we had the summer camp because a lot of them had the summer
Off.
that they could then do that. So a lot of it goes with the school year. And then we take the month of August off because ain't nobody going in that hot building in the
Yeah,
summer.
you spend too much money keeping in there cool.
Right.
Right, understandable. So as of now, what are some of the sponsorship needs or donation needs that the theater have? I trying to milk this for
all the
everything.
money, all the money. Okay, a lot of people like to give to the Children's Home and the
Right.
Humane Society and Old Folks Home and things like that we know you just automatically go, yeah, they should get help. But the arts is always dead last. The arts is never considered charity. It's never considered like it's actually a non-profit. It takes us $60,000 a year just to keep the doors open, just to keep the lights on. And that's not even the actual labor of the people
Yeah.
that are there. So we spend a lot of effort and a lot of time to have a space and a facility that the community can use.
Yeah.
It's not just us putting on plays, because we put on like 2 or 3 shows a year. That theater is actually used for dance recitals, for pageants, for award ceremonies,
Yep, graduations.
for graduations. And you see the place get filled to the brim with people in the community to support their family. And it's like, where else are you going to be able to do this and have that space? And then you go into things like the summer camp where we then get them young and nurture them and give them, even if they don't stay in there, there's a lot of people who have been on that stage.
Yeah.
Y'all know Saj?
Yep.
The
Saj,
stage.
yeah,
In the
Sunil.
Regency Theater. That's where he was. That's where I met him.
Yeah.
People like Alana Velicott, people who are in different fields. She's a marine biologist. You do things on this theater stage and then branch off into other areas.
Right.
It doesn't just give you, it's not just people that are only creatives. you know?
Right.
So-
Yeah, definitely. It is, I'd say it's, and people wouldn't believe me for saying this, but having been a part of it over the past few years, it is the best social networking you will ever do in Grand Bahama. I kid you not. From age brackets, demographic differences, like if you're really trying to network, especially if you're new to Grand Bahama, the theater is definitely the place. You can meet someone who's take pictures, run a bar, they wake at Buckeye, this one is district, whatever. This one run the Humane Society. Like it's such a smorgasbord.
Yes, it is.
Like it has so much different moving pieces, and all those persons are there for their love of theater. So then the feeling amongst each other is it's more comfortable. You know, because I scared of old people. People don't know that about me. No, in a respect kind of way.
Yeah.
You know, but the older persons there, the theater is like they treat you like a little sister a little bit. So it's almost like they'll joke around with you. So it's a different feeling. And I don't get to mix with older people like that. But when you're at the theater, it's just, you know.
Some of my very best friends are like 15 years older than me. Because I met them when I was 13. And they're not like Tiffany Dennison. They're not like closest friends.
Right.
Sarah Kirkby, close friends.
Yes.
And all the jobs I ever got was a connection from the theater. Every single job.
The more and more I get to learn Paulette, I be like, Paulette, I used to reincarnation of you. Because as I hear stories of her young, I be like, I feel like I do that before. So it's like that. And you get to meet these different people you're able to connect with and able to learn from their stories and also able to put you in positions to get things done. I wouldn't be this far in radio if it wasn't for some of my connections at the Regency Theater.
My first job was in radio because of Andrea Gottlieb in 26. Like, do not understand or take for granted the amount of people that you can meet there, the different backgrounds. And not everyone there is a creative.
No.
Some people just like to come out to watch the shows and work at the bar. You see the show for free. Yeah. Serve a couple of rum and coke and go sit down. It's great.
Ain't no one gonna kill you. Like, and that's the amazing trade-off of it. And I ain't gonna lie, it's all that. I like it. Y'all stress me out sometimes, but I like it. Like, and that's what I was saying about non-profits and how you mentioned about it's always an afterthought. Because people will think, oh, we just get paid at the theater. It's be like, no, we just be there all the time. We don't get paid.
We get paid in applause.
Yeah, we don't even, after I use them 2 free drink tickets for paying my dues, that's it. I gotta pay for them drinks. Them drinks don't mind us getting that child just be like, you owe me $18, okay? I close in the bar. Don't leave without giving me my $18. Like, because it's volunteer, but it's also a business.
Yeah.
And it requires money. So it's not like we there just mooching off the building.
No.
We there really doing our part and volunteering and keeping it alive and stuff. So what are some of the best experiences, or I'd say one of your most memorable memories, other than Chicago? You talk about Chicago enough. Most memorable memories at the theater, and something especially you'd like to see recreated?
Recreated. That's that. Well, to be honest, I'm trying to do that now.
Okay.
And that is that feeling of your first time on stage and realizing that you now really enjoy and love being in a place. I was a weird, quirky kid, not that I'm any different now, but I was a weird, quirky kid that used to get teased a lot in school. And I just realized I hadn't found my tribe yet. I'd gone to the theater and it was like, everyone's like this.
Yeah.
Great. I fit right in here.
Yeah.
No one's going to say, why are you being weird? Why do you break out into song? Why are you making
that's
that face?
normal.
I'm always like this.
Love it.
So yeah, I want to recreate that feeling, that emotion, that first time feeling, that aha moment for a lot of people. And that's why I'm trying to bring the big musicals back, because that's how you meet a ton of people at once.
Yeah, musicals for sure.
Yeah.
Especially things that have like a big dance numbers and bunch of moving parts and things like that. You end up leading a lot of
And
cast.
I want to bring the dance theaters into it.
Love
what they used to
it.
do is Lois Sala used to have a whole number. We wouldn't even see the number until like dress rehearsal.
Yeah, dress and tech.
But she'd been working on it for 3 months, and then all of a sudden she shows up and is like, "Oh my God, they're so good."
This is how the show goes, and then it starts to make sense. Like, okay,
Yeah, the director's like, "Don't worry, there'll be a bunch of ballerinas behind you."
Yeah.
Okay. She'll be like, "Wow." it's
now it
amazing."
comes together. You know, it's almost like when you're doing those little puzzles and you don't see it until you see it. Be like, okay, now
Yeah. The
Got
musicians together, the dancers together, the singers together, and you show up, and it's just such a fun collaborative experience. And I want people to feel that again when they come to the theater, especially young, especially like 10, 12, 13. That is just like the gateway to really start to develop how you communicate with people, how you express yourself. It's just so many opportunities.
Yeah, and being a part of the cast is really fun. I highly recommend it. You be around them so much. It's like you be picking up their mannerisms and things. It'd be a good experience. I ain't gonna lie. I've never been on a podcast.
I would say that the
Knock on
other
wood.
thing that probably was the most impactful for me was I tried out for fame, but I couldn't get in.
Mhm.
I wasn't good enough.
It happens.
But they said, "Hey, could you help on crew?" And I was like, "Crew?" They was like, "Yeah, you could do sound." I said, "Oh, I could still be in the show
Mhm.
and still be around everyone
Yeah.
and still be a part of it." And that was how I got to work in radio. That's how I
Mhm.
got to work at the NFL. That's how I got to go off to study this. That one missed opportunity because I didn't get the audition then set me up for my actual career, and I
Yeah.
ended up becoming an audio engineer.
Yeah. Because that happens a lot at auditions too. If you audition and you don't get a role, I know boy, we always need volunteers. Be like, well, you didn't get the role, but we need some help backstage.
Mhm.
Come be a winner. You could be back, But it's a great opportunity and it does teach you an extra skill. And it's you're never too old to learn a new skill. Having experience with lights or with stage or with microphones, with tech, or even with running a bar.
Mhm.
Like a lot of that is be invaluable. And we can write you a reference.
Oh yeah,
If you
absolutely.
think about it, that's
Yeah.
community service hours. We can write you a reference letter. Or this person is an amazing waiter. They've worked 12 shows.
Or you could pick up extra work and
Mhm.
now become valuable. Like Maycal, let's say they need extra hands. You have some experience working live shows to theater.
Right.
You know?
There you go. There you have it. This has been amazing. This has been such a good talk. Wrap it up and tell them how they can reach out to the Freeport Players Guild via email and social media.
So our website is actually one of the best places, and that's regencytheatergbi.com. Or you can find us on Facebook, and that is the Freeport Players Guild /Regency Theater. And the theater is spelled the British way, R-E.
Yes, not ER. This ain't the movies. This is the stage. So this has been an amazing conversation. Thank you so much, Olivia,
Thank
for
you.
stopping on. And if you enjoyed this, you guys know what to do. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stop slapping up. Elections is coming up. Make sure you do your part. Of course, here at Superior Talk, we're going to encourage you to vote, vote, vote. Be a part of decisions in your country. And as always, be nice to somebody. Tell them bye with the peace sign. Oh no, this political season. Put that down. Thumbs up.
Yeah.
Bye.